I am not gonna lie to you guys. I had some fear filming this video today. Welcome back to another video, YouTube family. If you guys aren't familiar with my face, my name is Javon. This is my channel where I'm pretty much just documenting my life and journeying my newfound journey, at least, of leaving my 9-to-5 job to pursue entrepreneurship. Each and every week for you guys, I just try to give you guys new perspectives on life based on what I go through. And most of the times, what I be going through is what someone else is going through, or what you're going through is what I may be going through, or what you may be going through is what someone else could be going through. So that's why it's always a refreshing feeling to get behind this camera and express that. So without all the yapping, I just want to let you guys know that I had fear turning this camera on today, and it was very weird. I don't want to give power to fear, but I just want to show you guys that fear can really hold you back. It really can. It makes you question your abilities. It makes you question who you are as a person. It makes you question what you can really accomplish or do in life. And I know a lot of you guys watching this video have fear in some way, shape, or form. And I want you guys to understand that fear isn't real. Your fear is not real. So whoever thinks fear is normal or fear is a real thing, it's just an illusion of what you think is real or what you think may be an outcome. Because what you have to understand that we learn fear. We weren't born with fear. If God never gave us a spirit of fear, where did it come from? And to answer that question, fear comes from past experiences that you've went through. Fear comes from maybe something traumatic that you experienced when you were younger. Maybe someone told you something and that brought up a belief system in your mind, and that is what created fear, or what you know as fear. A lot of the times growing up, you know, when a kid would be afraid of the dark or something like that. This is very common with younger children. But you got to ask yourself, why is a child afraid of the dark? Maybe another sibling told him that a monster is going to pop out of the closet and, you know, do something. So that sticks with a child, even until adulthood, believe it or not. So fear is never something that we were born with. It was something that was acquired through life experiences. It was something that was learned. We picked up fear. And I remember the days winding down to me telling myself that I was going to quit my job and I was going to go all in on YouTube and day trading. I remember the feeling of fear just agonizing me. I remember feeling like, if I do this, what if I go broke? If I do this, what if my parents don't support me? If I do this, what are other people are gonna think? If I do this, will my actual dreams and goals actually work out? If I do this, it was always a, if I do this, what will happen? And our fear comes from not knowing what will happen next. Think about it. If you're in a sure position at a job, if you're in a sure position in life, and you take yourself out of that comfortability, of course, fear is only natural based on what you have went through in the past. Because believe it or not, this is not my first time not having a job. Back in 2020, during the pandemic days, I didn't have a job because I had quit my job when I was 19. I had quit my job, and it's funny because I quit my job and then a few months later, that's when we went into the pandemic. So the reason for me even quitting my job, it's like it was justifiable. But fast forward to now, I've been at a job for 3 years and then I just left. So my brain knowing that I've been through this situation before, my brain knowing these things is going to automatically stir up fear inside my head, because my brain is going to remind me that, remember what happened last time? Remember when you had to go back to a job? Remember when you were broke? Remember when you lost it all? Remember when you hit rock bottom and you had to humble yourself and go back to a job? So my brain is naturally going to feed me back the experiences that I've experienced in the past. And so I want you guys to think about your brain, compare it to a hard drive. So you know how a hard drive, you can store data, and every time you plug this hard drive into your computer or laptop, all of your data that you've stored on that hard drive is gonna pop up. It's the same thing with your brain. Everything that you've experienced in life, everything anyone that has told you, anything that impacted you tremendously in life, it's always gonna stick with you. Just like a hard drive, just like when you store things on your hard drive, every time you plug it back in, you're expecting these things to pop up. That is the same way your brain works. And your brain isn't necessarily a bad thing, because your brain is meant to help you to survive. That is why we have a fight or flight response to certain traumatic experiences. So your brain isn't a bad thing. It's not a bad thing that your brain is trying to keep you safe, because it wants you to survive. It's just natural. But what I'm trying to say is, you have to know how to hack into your brain at the same time. You have to know, as the Bible would say, transform your mind, be transformed by the renewing of your mind. You have to know how to unprogram your mind so that you can notice when fear is actually stepping in. And this is why I speak about logic as well, because not because your brain is giving you logic, a lot of the times what we may consider something that is logical may not actually be something that is best for us. A lot of the times, logical things may not be what's best for us. For example, it's logical that I stay in a job that's paying me every single week and I'm comfortable in that job. It's logical to keep that job. But is that what my spirit is calling me to do? Is that what God is telling me to do? Am I gonna listen to my logic, or am I gonna listen to my Creator? Not every time your brain is trying to keep you safe means that it's the right thing to do, is what I'm pretty much trying to say. So your brain is like a hard drive. Your brain is gonna store up past experiences and it's gonna help you navigate through life. But you have to be transformed. You have to transform the way you think, transform the way you view life, transform the way you view yourself, knowing that you are capable of more. Once you do these things, you'll notice that whenever those fearful thoughts come in, you'll instantly pick it up. You'll instantly be able to pick it up, and you'll instantly know whether, okay, is this the right decision for me? Am I making this decision out of fear, or am I doing this out of just faith? Because that's the battle. The battle is between faith and fear. Which one will you choose? Because fear is always going to keep you bounded. Fear is always going to keep you stuck. Fear is always going to keep you stagnant. But faith wants you to step out. Faith wants you to try something new. Faith wants you to not be comfortable. But your brain wants you to be comfortable. Why do you think a lot of you guys are stuck in pornography? If your brain is a hard drive, every time you're stressed, every time you're bored, your brain picks up on these things because it knows that, okay, in the past when I was stressed, in the past when I was bored, I would consciously feed myself pornography. So every time you're stressed, every time you're bored, your brain is gonna suggest that to you. Your brain is gonna suggest that to you. So we have to pick apart and know when fear is trying to dictate our lives. And the reason why I started this video saying that I was fearful making today's video is because I actually have benches outside of my house, right? I have benches that I could have sat outside and record, but I remember just being in my room just procrastinating. I'm like, do I really want to go outside? Even though it's safe, even though it's like, okay, it's right there, I was still fearful that, you know, what if other people saw me recording? What if I draw attention to myself? It was just a bunch of noise in my head. And that's what I meant by I was fearful making this video, because I was procrastinating, and I ended up coming to this spot where I'm currently at right now. And it's funny because no one is here. I was fearful thinking that this park was gonna be full today, and no one is here. Like, there's cars over there, but I don't see anyone here. So a lot of the times when we're expecting something to happen out of fear, it doesn't even happen. And that's why I say fear is an illusion. You're thinking something is gonna happen because of past experiences. I thought this park was gonna be packed because last week it was packed. That's not to say that this week it's gonna be packed, because look, there's no one here but me and this camera. So that's a perfect example of why you should stop fearing things. Stop fearing stepping out of your comfort zone. Stop fearing what the unknown may have, because we simply don't know. We just have to do the thing to gain the experiences. A lot of the times we stay stuck in fear because we fear the unknown. But a lot of the times you can't fear the unknown because you simply don't know what's gonna happen. So listen up, you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Today I was feeling very passionate about this video, so feel free to drop a like on this video, comment down below your thoughts, share this video with a friend, with a family member, anyone who may have a like-minded viewpoint or mindset as you. Help my channel get to 10K by the end of the year. I'll truly appreciate it. I love you guys. Enjoy your day, and I'll see you guys in the next video. I'm out.